Hello, it's Julie, the Grow Your Occupancy podcast. It's been a minute since I've done a podcast and wanted to jump on and talk through a few things of what's been going on. Happy fall. I might Grow Your Occupancy tumbler here. Good to go. It's fall in Middle Tennessee. If you love football, this is a great time of year. It's a great time of year if you don't love football. If you're a Michigan fan like I am, you're happy. Florida State, our daughter goes to Florida State. They're doing great. Toledo Rockets are doing great. Detroit Lions are doing great. I'm happy. What team do you root for? Let me know. I've been doing a lot of traveling at a lot of conferences, meeting a lot of people. Went up to Pennsylvania, did a 2-day outside sales training, focused primarily on role play and words matter. And I'm here to be an advocate. Please join me on the platform of how important practice is. I know that there's pushback on practice and and the idea or the thought about being your authentic self and being natural. I 100% agree. Be authentic and be natural. However, to think about an attorney in the courtroom, the authenticity needs to be there. The heart needs to be there. The knowledge needs to be there. Their natural self needs to be there. I don't know if you've ever been in a courtroom live. I know we've all seen movies and TV, and of course they're learning their lines, but attorneys practice over and over and over. We have a good friend who is a trial attorney, and he said he rehearses all of it, but especially the opening and the closing over and over and over and over and over again until it's muscle memory. And then he is very natural. It seems like he's thinking it right off the top of his head, but it's rehearsed, it's practiced. And in order to become extremely confident, which is what's needed in senior living sales, this is a high level sale. It's difficult. In the degree of difficulty in the sales world, I cannot think of anything more difficult than selling senior living. We're selling something that someone needs but doesn't want. There's multiple decision makers and influencers. It costs a lot of money. There are multiple agendas. Different people have different areas where they put importance. And mom can stay home, and even though we're 4 states away, and we're juggling, we're competing against more and more and more competitors. We're competing against staying home. We're competing against the media, which can mostly be negative. They grab onto a negative story. We're competing against our own mindset and what we believe to be true. And that is probably the most dangerous. And in sales, we need to be very confident about what it is that we're selling. That's going to be another podcast, because there's so much psychology and there's so much to learn about human behavior, which is why I love senior living sales and everything about sales as it relates to both the business side and human dynamics and understanding behaviors and understanding the psychology and the psychology of selling, mixing that psychology of selling with the practical aspect. And the practical aspect is knowing words matter, knowing how to approach a situation. It's not necessarily memorizing at all. It's knowing certain phrases and verbiage and put it into your vernacular so that will prompt you to act or react in a certain way, or it prompts you to recap. If you say, okay, let's go ahead and recap, or based on what you're telling me, oh, that prompts the recap. And if you're not used to saying, okay, my advice is, or let's go ahead and, or it sounds to me like your next step is, or it sounds to me like there's a lot of moving pieces and parts here. If you're not used to saying that, you will not say it in the heat of the moment. And it's like actors on the stage. It looks like they're doing it for the first time. They're doing it for the 4,000th time. And okay, we're not actors, but in a sense, in that sense of rehearsing and practicing our skill and our craft, you could measure us up against an athlete, right? If that's their skill and craft, talking about football season, you think that they don't practice, they practice over and over and over again in the heat of the moment. And they know their plays, they have their playbook, they practice them in the heat of the moment, boom, the pressure is on that much higher. It's muscle memory, and as is selling senior living. So commit something to practice. Is it a certain phrase or verbiage? Is it asking open-ended questions? Is it pausing to let other people talk? And I'm here to tell you these things sound so simple, but they're hard. They're hard. If you commit to even the pause, it could be painful at first. And it's like working out. You got to continue to work at it and continue to self-reflect. Am I pausing? Am I jumping? Am I jumping to solve? Am I, instead of saying, okay, tell me more about that? Or, sounds like there's a lot of, you got a lot in your mind. Instead of jumping to give them a solution too soon, if you do that, they're going to push back. The same with coaching others. If you jump to give some, oh, you know what you should do next, or let's do a hot lead review. And have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? And our efforts to be helpful, it can put the other person on edge. So thinking of not jumping in to solve too soon, because we might not know exactly what piece of that puzzle's missing. And what we think might be the right answer or solution might not be. It might be, but it might not be. So challenging, I'm challenging myself daily, and I'll challenge you all to think through that. Like, do I really know? Or let me ask another question, or pause for a second. Let the other person think through. Why do you think that is? How has that changed in the last 6 months? What is it about the other community that you like or strikes your fancy? Or ask another question, or pause, or reflect. There's a lot. It's a lot. I'm passionate about the craft. I'm passionate about the talent, and I'm passionate about the business, and how important it is that we are the best of the best, because it's changing lives. You're changing lives on a daily basis. So I'm Julie with Grow Your Occupancy. If we can help you in any way, I will be more than happy to, or Danny or any of our team, more than happy to. If you need a little bit of help in the interim, our virtual sales specialists are available to help you short-term or long-term, doing amazing things. Have a great fall, a great end of the year. Commit to practice, commit to excellence, and let's commit to helping more and more and more families and see that occupancy growing through 2024.